and welcome to My ThougZ, audio-only edition for a show that's only on for 6 episodes. I know I haven't done one of these since Gallivant ended permanently, which is a shame. But I figured I would do this for another show that I quite enjoy that doesn't have that many episodes. That makes this a feasible venture. So we're going to talk about the newest series of Red Dwarf. So Red Dwarf 11 has come out. Right now we're 1 week in, or 2 if you watch it on uktv.com, since you can watch it a week early, so at this point they have the first 2 episodes up. And the episode I'm going to talk about today is the first one, which is Twentica. So Twentica it was very reminiscent of a series 3-ish episode. I thought it was very reminiscent, in fact, of Backwards, the episode, not the book. Dear God, not the book. So in the episode, it's about the boys from the dwarf, Lister, Rimmer, Crichton, and Cat, in Starbug, and they find a simulant vessel, and they end up going back in time, a la Star Trek First Contact. And they interact with the 1950s, but it feels like the 1920s because of time travel shenanigans. And the simulants went back to prohibit technology instead of alcohol. So it feels reminiscent of Backwards for a couple of reasons. One, because it involves going to a version of Earth that is weird and distinct from ours, and it involves Starbug crashing, which is exactly what Starbug does. Like SF Debris said, it's made out of the same material as Starfleet shuttlecrafts. So overall, I thought the episode was good. It was, I don't want to say a return to form, but it was definitely a good episode. Not one of the best episodes, but it was a very good episode. Better than a lot of what we got in Series 7 and 8, and even better than some of the episodes in Series 10. I'm not going to go more into the plot aside from that, although spoilers, probably should have put that at the beginning. But, this is, you should know at this point that I'm going to talk about spoilers. So, my main thing with this episode, I thought it was good, but there were a couple of jokes that I felt went on for way too long. One of them being the long list of science terms that Harmony de Goutier said in the science speakeasy. I swear that makes sense in context. And I thought that was kind of like it went on for too long, though I will admit that it was funny when it started. It just kept going when it could have stopped. And then there was that little bit of them trying to get into the speakeasy prior to that scene, which I also felt was a bit of a forced joke. I didn't find it extremely funny, though it was humorous, but I didn't find it funny. There was that, but there were a lot of good bits in the episode. There's a bit where Lister drinks out of a beaker, which sort of reminded me of Lister's medical bay kebab from Polymorph. I don't know if that was intended to be a callback, but it was a really good one if it was. There was another callback too, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a reference to the lingo of the 1920s or a reference to Red Dwarf, because at the end, they have to abscond rather quickly, and so Rimmer shouts for them to leg it, which is exactly what Lister said when he was escaping the consummation of his marriage to his Gelf bride in Emohawk. So I'm not sure if that was meant to be a reference to that, or if it was just like a funny 1920s lingo, like, oh, they said leg it. But I'm hoping it was a reference to Emohawk, because that would be something good to come out of an episode that isn't entirely a very strong episode per se. But overall, Twentica was good. They had a lot of good bits for everyone, like the cat, Danny John Jules. Like, they gave him a lot more material to work with than he had gotten even in series 5 and 6. Even series 4, I think he had less to do, but they gave him a lot of material to work with, and a lot of it was jokes, but they did give him a lot to work with in the episode. It helps that the premise of the episode was like science, so that you were able to have a lot of the funny, the cat is an idiot jokes. Rimmer got a lot of opportunity to shine as well, especially in the beginning with the hostage negotiation. I thought that was it was weird, because I figured Rimmer would be different and no longer being held back by his neuroses, since he discovered his true parentage at the end of series 10. But then again, I did doubt that they were really going to change Rimmer so fundamentally. But it was kind of interesting to see. And Crichton, Robert Llewellyn got a lot of good stuff. Especially that scene at the end that preceded the legate. There was a really good bit with Chris Barry and Robert Llewellyn going sort of back and forth, which I thought was really good. Craig Charles Lister got a lot to work with in the episode as well. It's kind of weird, because I know Lister's like the main character, but I find it to be such an ensemble show with the 4 of them that it's a little weird when when it's more dedicated to like Lister, and like there was like a lot of stuff that was like Lister got his sort of big Star Trek speech at the end, talking to Crichton right and I thought that was really good. He got the little, and that was reminiscent of like Justice with Lister's speech before he fell into the grate, which I thought was funny. Overall it was a fantastic episode. I know I keep saying because I watched the episode like 3 times, so right now I'm trying to remember what I thought about it the first time I saw the episode, because I liked it so much I watched it 3 times. So now my thoughts are jumbled between what I thought was interesting the 3rd time, what I thought was interesting the 1st time. I did it again. But yeah, I kind of talked enough, I think. It was extremely good. Not one of the best episodes out there, but it is an indicator of what is to come. I am very, very, very excited, and this series looks very promising so far based on that episode and the trailer. So, those were my thoughts on the first episode of Red Dwarf Series 11, Twentica, and I will see you in the next video. See you next time. Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, you can hit subscribe and watch one of my other videos. My videos can be found on any of these fine sites, and if you want to help out, maybe consider supporting the show on Patreon. See you next time.